Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Beshear continues to make headlines in national media with shows of support for the Democratic Party. And Commonwealth coroners made their case for what they call an overdue pay raise.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche, and it is 5:30 this Tuesday morning. Let's send it over to meteorologist Mace Michaels for a look at your first alert forecast.
Madison, a first alert weather day today due to showers and thunderstorms moving through now and more likely for later on this afternoon. Concerns of pockets of heavy rainfall and even this morning some brief gusty winds and some small hail as showers and thunderstorms move through. We'll watch out for localized flash flooding, though, as these storms push by our area with our oversaturated soils. It's in the low 70s right now with a cloudy sky as you look at Whitesburg near 70, holding off on the raindrops for now in Hazard, but they are coming soon. Here's our temperatures with lots of low 70s and mid 70s with Clintwood and Grundy running now in the upper 60s. Severe thunderstorm watch until 6 o'clock for areas closer to Lexington, just to the north and west of us. Due to this line of thunderstorms moving in, see the trend over the last hour is a gradual weakening as it drops to the southeast. But if you're around Jackson, just to the northwest here of Hazard, London, Manchester, Somerset, you are seeing this line of showers and thunderstorms. As you head out the door, be prepared for rain this morning and more pockets of storms for later this afternoon. Madison will look for highs into the mid and upper 80s.
All right, Mace, thank you. Among those still in the running for the 2024 Democratic vice presidency pick is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. He made 2 out-of-state trips over the weekend where he repeated his support for Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential run. Jessica Umbro has more on what the governor said and how his senior advisor feels about this national attention.
So is he going to be the next vice president of the United States?
Well, you know, I can't answer that. I have no idea.
Governor Andy Beshear's senior advisor, Rocky Adkins, giving high praise to the governor's recent national platform.
He is battle tested. He's provided strong leadership with results. He's done it with certainty. He's brought stability. And he's done it with common sense and middle-of-the-road approach.
And Governor Beshear has been taking his experience as a Democrat statewide leader in a red state on the road. On Saturday, he was the keynote speaker at the Liberty and Justice celebration in Des Moines, Iowa.
And together, we're going to help Kamala Harris defeat Donald Trump this November.
On Sunday, the governor traveled to Forsyth County in battleground state Georgia, a county that former President Donald Trump won with about the same margin as he won Kentucky.
And now she needs us because so much is on the line. Women's rights are on the line.
But for Governor Beshear to be vice president, a vacancy would be left in Kentucky's highest state office. Adkins says nothing is definitive right now.
He loves being governor of this great Commonwealth. That's the job he continues to do while he's being vetted. And it's something that's exciting for all of us.
As a longtime advisor, Adkins' advice goes beyond the professional scope.
Enjoy the ride. Let's see what happens. And either way, Kentucky still wins. If he's selected, what an exciting time that will be. And when elected, if he is, to take that same kind of leadership to the next level.
In Lexington, Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
We also talked to Governor Beshear about the VP speculation on this week's Issues and Answers. You can watch it on WYMT.com. Just because Governor Beshear is being vetted by Vice President Kamala Harris's team doesn't mean he will be the pick. One UK political science professor says whether or not the governor does end up on the ticket alongside Harris, he's already won some political brownie points.
Beshear's getting good publicity, good national attention. He's gaining in name recognition. Even if Harris picks someone else, it did Beshear no harm to have been taken seriously considered by so many people as a potential running mate for Harris.
The Democratic National Convention, where the official presidential and vice presidential nominees are to be formally announced, will be in Chicago from August 19th to August 22nd. Organizers are getting ready for the Fancy Farm political picnic on Saturday in Graves County. We now know that last year's GOP nominee for governor, former Attorney General Daniel Cameron, will speak on behalf of the former President Donald Trump's campaign. Governor Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman will not be speaking. That leaves a mostly Republican list of speakers. Well-known Catholic priest Jim Schick will be the MC for the 144th annual Fancy Farm Picnic. A new law concerning pseudoephedrine in the Commonwealth went into effect this month. The law will increase the amount of pseudoephedrine people can buy in 1 year from 24 grams to 86.4 grams. The law will also remove the limit on how much of the medicine you can buy at one time.
But we, as Kentucky, we have one of the highest legislative restriction laws out there. And now we're getting more in line with the rest of the country, I believe, because of the leaps and bounds that we're making in the recovery world.
The issue with pseudoephedrine is that it's a main ingredient used to make meth. The overall goal of this legislation was to increase accessibility to the medicine for those who need it to provide allergy and cold relief. The Safer Kentucky Act, a controversial crime law, has been in effect for 2 weeks. Lexington police say between July 15th and July 18th, they responded to 33 calls regarding illegal camping. 6 citations were issued. Housing advocates say the law only complicates things for those trying to get back on their feet.
I think sometimes we want to point our finger at individual people for making poor decisions. But when a problem gets to be this size, that tells us it's a systemic issue and not a product of poor personal decision making.
The Homeless and Housing Coalition of Kentucky has an online survey up where they're asking people to share their stories and experiences from around the state. Kentucky coroners made their case for a pay raise yesterday. They testified before the interim Joint Committee on Local Government, laying out the numbers. They say back in 1995, coroners' pay was omitted from House Bill 810. And since then, there has been an inconsistency with pay. The Madison County coroner says the compensation difference between what the other 4 county constitutional offices and what coroners make is vast.
I think those 4 offices make $141,000 a year, and I make $60,000. My job is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Corneliuson says some coroners make less than $5,000 a year and others make $0 because they work out of funeral homes. The coroners say it would take between $9 and $10 million to bring up coroner pay to an acceptable level across the state. Hundreds of Eric C. Kahn's former clients are still feeling the effects of the former lawyer's Social Security scandal that shook their lives. But there's new information that attorneys say is a step forward. A recent decision by the Social Security Administration changed the previous policy that would require former clients to repay any previous overpayments and halted the possibility of more than 1,200 people going through hearings to decide the fate of their benefits. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf has been working with the clients for more than 9 years and says the recent move was a leap forward after the new leadership stepped in, crediting the Apple TV series The Big Con, Governor Andy Beshear, and the team at Apple Red Legal Aid.
The SSA targeted 3,800 people. That's a very big number. A lot more than Ned Pillersdorf could have handled. And like I've said, I don't know where we'd be but for Apple Red Legal Aid.
700 former clients will still go through a redetermination process for their benefit, and Apple Red is still asking those without legal representation to reach out for free guidance. A West Virginia man is facing charges after a deadly crash in Pike County. Last Friday, deputies with Pikeville PD responded to the crash on US 119. Police say Chad Blackburn had been under the influence behind the wheel and crashed into another vehicle, resulting in one person being killed and another being seriously hurt. After Blackburn agreed to a blood test, police found a substance suspected to be heroin. Blackburn was taken to the Pike County Detention Center, and the name of the person who died has not been released. In Powell County, a 5-year-old boy was killed after an ATV rolled over on him. It happened Saturday night in Clay City. The child was taken to Clark Regional Medical Center where he later died. No one else was injured. It's being investigated as an accident. Police in Wayne County, West Virginia have released the name of a woman who died in a house fire last week. 89-year-old Constance Connie Stewart was pronounced dead in the 1700 block of Poplar Street in the Canova area. That fire started around 3 a.m. last Friday. No word on what caused the fire. In Whitley County, the health department is having mechanical issues with its mobile health clinic. Because of that, there will be no mobile wheels on Wednesday this week. The Williamsburg Clinic will be open for appointments today through Thursday. You can call the health department at 606-549-3380 to make an appointment. The department apologizes for the inconvenience. Still to come, Lady Gaga celebrated the opening of the Olympics while also making a big announcement about her personal life.
Showers and thunderstorms moving through the area this morning. First alert weather day for pockets of heavy rain. Watch out for the rain headed into the area very soon. Full forecast coming up.